aura, but not a huge ego. They're rare, they're unicorns, and he is an amazing man who's always been ultra humble about his incredible legacy that he's leaving this sport, and this is going to be part of his legacy, this Laver Cup. And it's just fabulous that he's here to witness it, to enjoy it, to be a part of it, to be central to it. And we love having him around. I was lucky when I was young on tour. He was living out in California, where he still spends a lot of his time, and he would come out and have a hit with Mark Woodford, the great Aussie doubles player and singles player for that matter. And I'd get to see him out of the corner of my eye on the court, a couple down, doing some 2-on-1s at about my age now, about 50 years old. Rocket would have been about then. So it's been a real privilege to be around him, and it continues to be.
Well, so much of this Laver Cup is about history and the game and what Laver's generation did so that these players can have the careers that they do. Schwartzman won the toss, and I don't think we were too surprised that he has decided to elect to serve. So it's going to be A.Rublev, the 23-year-old Russian, in the blue corner to get this third match underway. Andre opened up his year, which has already brought him 43 match wins at the ATP Cup. Seems a long time ago when we were back down there in February, and winning it with a stellar Russian team with Medvedev and Karatsev, who's been such a big story this season. Backed it up with a quarter-final berth in Melbourne before losing to his compatriot Medvedev in 3 sets. The players haven't played too much indoors, but Andre has made the most of it, winning in Rotterdam, Tvanos Tsitsipas and Marton Fucsovics along the way to his only title of the year. Last year he was prolific, but this year not so many titles, but making big moves in Masters Series, which has been a step up for him. The look of this one. This has got already some spice in it.
30-all.
Coming off onto the third round in New York when he lost an epic. He's had a few tough losses in 5 this year at the Slams, losing this time to the American Francis Tiafoe. And a good start for Rublev on his debut.
First game.
To say, captain's very keen to get the debutants wet behind the ears, aren't they?
Well, there's 6 of them, 4 on Team Europe and 2 on Team World, so it's gonna be hard to hide them, that's for sure. And why would you want to? Great players all. Of course, John McEnroe, quite vocal on the bench in comparison to Bjorn Borg. Lets his aura do a lot of the talking.
Only played 1 match in Chicago in 2018, and that was a heartbreaker for Diego. Had a couple of match points against David Goffin in the Laver breakup. I enjoy saying Laver breakup.
It does roll off the tongue, doesn't it?
It's great. So that was tough on him. So this is just the second match that he's ever played in this event.
For Diego to win this match, he's going to need to get the help from Rublev in the unforced error count by being so good on defense and offensive when capable that Rublev loses patience. That's going to be the key. He needs to frustrate the Russian.
Diego is the youngest of four. He has a couple of older brothers and a sister. Interestingly, both men out here, the key figure really in their early development was their mothers. For Diego, it was Silvana. Travelled with Diego when he was playing a lot of futures and satellites in South America. And I think in a way we talk a lot about tennis players maybe coming from nothing and very hard backgrounds, which he did at one point in his life, but he did actually start off, his parents were very successful. He actually started off with quite a comfortable life down in Argentina, and then the family lost it all when through all the sort of financial catastrophes of that country in the late 90s. It's actually quite remarkable that he's even playing at all, because there wasn't any money really to finance him, and hardly played a junior slam. Spent most of his early years traveling around South America, and there's quite a lot of stories of him, staying in a hotel with his mum for a room that cost 2 pesos a night. I can't imagine what that was like, and here he is. Early problem for the 29-year-old, and Jim, it is going to be fascinating to see Rublev and see if he can hit through this court. What this young Russian does out here.
He's certainly going to try, but
yes.
If he's patient, he's going to have chances to move Schwartzman out of position and have more open space to work with. He's generated a break point to work with here in the second game.
And he's already found something. What a start from Rublev. And it's Team Europe with all the momentum here.
Yeah, this was players are going to have issues in their first matches with the overheads here because they weren't practicing with the video boards in action. And this video board is extremely active here. It's a huge jumbotron that not only feeds fans up on the upper deck, but also their little monitors inside of it that the players will see when they're looking up at overheads. They will be seeing themselves trying to hit an overhead.
Goodness, it's hard enough
so
to
it's
hit one.
it's already hard enough on top here, but they're underneath there. It's very difficult. There's a lot going on. I mean, he even mishit that overhead, but it was good enough. But I'm telling you, it would be a nightmare because there's also so many different lights in the venue. It's so different than when they play outdoors with lights on.
I mean, the ceiling furniture is enormous. If any of that came down, I tell you, catastrophe. And there's all the flags and.
Sam, we're safe here. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yep. It's going to be just fine. It's going to be fun. I promise.
I mentioned how Diego's mother was such a key figure in his early years. Same very much for Andre. His mother, Marina Marenk, is a tennis coach back in Russia. Oh yes, he's got that. So much pressure on Schwartzman to deliver out here.
It's a late arriving crowd because the opening session went so long. It's a late start for this match, but Team World has had the bulk of crowd support thus far today. Expect they'll get some more as fans start to find their way to their seats. Chance to get back on serve here, and a second serve to work with for Schwartzman.
That's a really busy opening 3 games, couple of breaks in it, and we're back on serve. Team Europe ahead, early days, 2-1 first set. So important now for not to let this get away to us. Let's just see if we can just hear.
And don't forget that, you know, I'm not saying overdo it, but that short thing works.
I know.
Okay?
Sometimes I need to put the pressure. I mean, I have to be in the point to make the decision.
I get it. But don't, even that one where you flopped over his head, he didn't, you know, he doesn't like it.
I know. But like in that smash, eh?
Videos. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Don't forget to include
Go back with the, if you have a shot like that, go wherever's easier. Don't just go back to his backhand because he's thinking you're going to go to his backhand. Whatever's the easier shot, do.
I love the way John plays, actually delivers tactics and sort of shadow swings it all. I'd love to know what the short thing is.
Well, they're talking about trying to play short balls, whether it's drop shots, because the drop shot was a clean winner. Anything that brings Rublev to the net is a good idea, because Rublev is what I would call, at this point in his career, and he promises to get better at it, he's a pair of twos at the net. It's a bluff. He's not for real up there yet. He is very vulnerable up at the net. It's not his area of expertise. He's okay to finish if it's easy, but if you bring him in on your terms, if you're Schwartzman with short balls or drop shots, he's not going to be very comfortable. He likes to be in the baseline.
So that short thing, could be. I think that's going to be very important here.
Well, you know, we don't speak English. We speak American. It's very different.
27 match wins for Diego this year. The highlights down in Buenos Aires, where he won his 4th career title in front of home fans, And a good run once again in Paris, making it through to the last 8 before losing to Rafa in 4. Pretty solid since then. Jim, did you get a chance to see much of his 4th round match at the US Open against Botic van der Zandschulp?
Van der Zandschulp. No, I did not get to see a lot
Don't show
of
me up
Botic.
like
Yeah,
that.
I practice that so much, I want to use it.
Okay,
but
go on then.
because we're going to hear a lot about Van der Zandschulp. He's good. And that was a heck of a comeback from Diego to send it to 5. And he was down 2 sets and grinded out his way to get to a 5th set, and then it didn't really go his way, and that was a big surprise. This will be some turnaround for Team World that needs some momentum, having so close to winning the 2nd match today. Berrettini snatched it away from Auger Aliassime.
Just what was required after a difficult start in this 3rd match. Just a reminder, it is the first team to win 13 points, 24 are on the table. 1 point a match today, 2 tomorrow, and 3 on Sunday. It's a great concept. Wonderful format, and a sense that anything can happen at any time.
One thing we know conclusively is from the very beginning of this event, the players have bought in a big way. They've been super passionate, incredibly inspired. And for the winners, it's been ecstasy, and for the losers, nothing but agony. There's real passions involved here. And for events like these that don't have ranking implications, people have questions. Do the players, are they really that motivated to play here? You watch this in a vacuum, you know.
Yeah.
This is massive for these players. They love it here.
Well, that was the big question mark, wasn't it? When we kicked off in Prague back in 2017, there was a lot of reports early on. What is it going to be? Is it going to be some kind of exhibition? There's some of that short stuff, but from ball 1, we knew that it was nothing of the sort.
patience from Team Europe there. Slashing forehand from Rublev misses. And just like that, a chance for Team World to go up a break after a slow start.
Thank you.
Idea.
Good play by Rublev to push it back deep and force Schwartzman to try, surprisingly, to thread a needle. Would have been much better for Diego to go right through the middle and challenge Rublev's volleys there. Twice he's brought him in this game. Twice he's failed at the pass. Hasn't even challenged the volleys of the Russian. Opportunities lost there. I'm sure Mac will give him an earful on the changeover. I would if I was the captain. If you bring him in, make sure he has to hit a volley, unless you have a gimme pass.
There's another chance here. You just feel that everything that's already happened in the day session, what a relief it would be for Team World just to be up in a set, not to be constantly chasing the play. To that second serve, and it's 3 games in a row for Schwartzman and Team World, and they get their nose in front, and that's just what was required right at the start of this night session.
Yeah, but I didn't expect in my battle. I expect he was going to
Just how passionate the crowd are. They're clearly very well aware that Team World are 2-0 down here and have come and brought the energy for Diego Schwartzman, who's got off to obviously a pretty slow start, but has turned things around very nicely. Rublev was super disappointed at the end of that last game. That racket nearly entered the court. He was going to throw it so hard. He's so disappointed, having been up a break, that he isn't able to have kept that break and run on. He looks as though he's just a little bit tall on the ball at the moment, Rublev. He's not using his legs as well as you would expect him to see, particularly off the return. Diego's serve coming through particularly low, which is proving problematic for the Russian, but Diego done a good job of turning things around.
It's a very good evening to Greg Allensworth. You see week in, week out on the men's tour at Slams. What was the easiest job in the chair when you've got John McEnroe prowling around beneath you? So they only put the best in the chair for this Laver Cup.
So far, it's been Rublev here after that slightly wobbly start when he was down 0-2, who is asking Rublev a lot of questions, forcing the Russian to hit a lot of shots. And Rublev is very percussive with his ground strokes. He likes to go big consistently, relentlessly. There's a rat-a-tat-tat to it. But he's hitting the rim a little bit right now, a little too much. He's missing the center of the drum. Too many unforced. Both players, Sam, struggling to hit clean winners because of the speed or lack thereof in this court. It's just tough to hit balls by the defenses that both of these players possess. So with that comes players getting a little anxious and unforced errors.
Two very similar points. Is there a sort of biting point where obviously you want to get the ball through the court, but you're not trying to muscle it, you're not trying to rip it too much, and the temptation is to try and just hit it as hard as you can?
Yeah, well, in conditions like this, these players, they have to play chess. It is going to take 2 to 3 to 4 moves to open up enough space to hit a winner and finish the point.
Something you were saying earlier on today, how effective the slice backhand could be on this court because it stays so low. I haven't seen a lot of that so far.
There it is with Rublev, just 2 winners against his 9 unforced errors. Sam, that is the reverse ratio you're looking for. Reverse numbers.
Beautifully done.
Here's the couple shot combo, right? Uses its shot for depth in the short one and then finishes with the flick cross.
There was still plenty of work to do, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
After Rublev came in unwillingly. But there's just a sense that there's been a lot of talking between the sessions on how to get the best out of this quite difficult court.
A let off there from Schwartzman, had his man dead to rights at the net and opted to try and find a very acute angle on that pass and just pulled it wide. Rublev has won 6 out of 8 points at the net so far, and most of those on misses from the passing shot.
More of that short thing. Johnny Mack will be very happy.
Advantage, Team World.
Really great anticipation there because it was a quality hammered forehand from Rublev. His calling card. Schwartzman with the good lean for the cross court and then the nice bunt pass. A chance to take a 4-2 lead for Team World. That's really nice patience from Rublev, who could easily be getting frustrated right now with the situation, which is largely in his control, isn't it? He's the one who's kind of deciding a lot of what's happening, but for the drop shots.
In a way, it's a fascinating test to watch Andre, who is there's a lot of passion in there. which we love to see. There's a huge amount of emotion that he plays with. It's a lot of pressure on himself.
Just missed that overhead. Another challenging scenario. Tough to locate the ball up there with everything going on, and Schwartzman offers up a break point for Rublev, who I am a massive fan of. He is someone who is just taken to the work ethic. He's really been grinding away with his coaching team to get the best out of his game, and what a lift he's had in the last couple seasons, and there's still so much room for improvement. He's 5 in the world. There's still areas to improve.
Chance to get the break back. What an entertaining half an hour we've had so far. That's what Andre's all about. And what a way to get the break back.
Always dangerous to approach to a forehand that's this lethal, but no, I mean, that was way out of the top drawer. What a shot from Rublev.
We might not see a better one on this first day's play. Cam Norrie, who's the hitting partner, the Brit, who's won his first title this year, he gets to sit on the bench and be very close to the action.
And Zverev on the bench. He's getting ready to play some doubles with Berrettini in the next match after this one. Spending some energy, getting excited about that pass. And we are back on serve here.
Rublev is another one of these top players who had a stellar junior career in the boys singles in Paris and the first year of the Junior Masters, which is very much seen as a sort of precursor to the ATP finals for the young guys. After coming out of juniors, he was training in the States and was a little lost by all accounts. And Blanco at the time told Fernando Vincenti, you know, because this told him a lot about this Rublev that he'd seen. And Jim, I love this description that he told Fernando. He said, his fellow Spaniard, about this fast-paced, passionate young guy who loves tennis. For me, that sums up Andre. It has a really good couple of minutes from Rublev and a very fast turnaround. And that is 4 breaks in the opening 7 games, and we're back on serve now in this opening set. When did you first see Andre Rublev?
I saw him early in his tour career. I heard a lot about him because John McEnroe's agent, Gary Swain, has been representing him and playing a lot of Champions events with John and Gary. You'd hear stories about this young player who's exactly as you described him, passionate, not afraid to work hard. And he is not going to die wondering how good he's going to be. He's going to know at the end of his career that he's left it all out there. How about you? Do you recall the first time you got to see him?
I can't remember. It was definitely a couple of years ago, and I thought, he swings so hard. I think his arm is going to fall off. He makes an impression, doesn't he? He really does. And he very much has a mindset of working hard, but expecting nothing. The third match of his opening day here in Boston, the 4th Laver Cup.
Casper Ruud just to the right of Bjorn Borg's back right here, feeling pretty comfortable having won the opening match against Riley Opelka for Team Europe. Played fabulously on this court that is perfect for him. Allowed his big fizzing forehand to move the big fellow around. Got Team Europe off to another great start on day one.
So a really competitive opening set. Interesting to see Captain Borg actually up on his feet, and couldn't quite catch what he was saying to Andre. The sense that Europe want to push home their advantage here. That's what Diego is trying to prevent. New balls. Looking at 3-4 in this first set. Nicely done.
15 love.
First indoor match he has played all season, like many here at the Laver Cup. Breaking his opening service game to 30. It's well to right the ship. But, feels like things starting to go Rublev's way here. Russian 40. A couple of more break points. Been so hopeful just a few minutes ago for Team World. How quickly things can change in this format. How aggressive do you feel players need to be on the return of serve on this surface?
Look, it's going to be so hard to hit clean winners off of it. It requires patience. This surface, I think, is one that's going to reward the player who can think 2-3 shots ahead. There's no sense missing that return. It wasn't going to win the point for him. But it's always easy to sit and talk about something. Much harder to be the man in the arena and make those decisions in real time.
Advantage, Team World.
I can sort of feel a Mexican wave is imminent. I'm sure they do that in the garden.
They sell Corona here. Beer.
Yes.
Specify these days.
That time he makes it. How well he did from 15-40. And what a way to level up in this first set.
Fans pouring in here at the end of this game on the sides, just trying to get in this late starting evening session and get a piece of this goodness going on court. This is a real battle now. Players have had their moments, but they're level now, 4 apiece. I wonder if that chant has ever been sung in this building, TD Garden. Certainly not for the Boston Celtics or Bruins. That's not an NBA or NHL chant. That's pure Diego.
I know there's a very big Italian community here in Boston. I got to try some of their fantastic food last night, but there must be an Argentine one as well, tucked away in this city. They've all come out tonight for this man. Some tennis. Let's light up this Laver Cup.
Love 30.
Huge pressure here for Rublev.
That was a wild miss from the Russian, and this topsy-turvy opening set has now taken another big turn, and it's turning towards Team World. Triple break point for D.슈왈츠먼.
You cannot take your eyes off this one.
Team World.
How quickly things have changed out here. And Schwartzman now will serve for this opening set.
Team World leads 5-4.
This is what Laver Cup's about, isn't it, Jim?
Oh yeah, the wave is going. You called it, Sam. Up and about.
I don't call many things, but it just felt like it was on the cards.
That's going to make Schwartzman feel right at home.
And Jim, you know this environment better than anyone. They're not all going to be tennis fans here. There's a lot of sports fans in here. Say, entertain me. What have you got, tennis?
They're getting very, very good level entertainment all day today. It's been fabulous. Team World desperately trying to get on the board. 2 points for Team Europe. This would get it to 2-1 with the double still on the line, but there's a lot to do. Schwartzman will serve for it here in a moment.
The night session truly underway here. Fans have all taken their seats and they're providing their own entertainment. An opening 3/4 now that we've had in match 3. Team World can still end the day level. That would certainly please John McEnroe. Rublev probably wondering how he lost control of this set. Got the early break, very comfortable. Not in his hands at the moment.
Well, this will be a good test for Rublev, because one thing that is sure is it's very difficult for Schwartzman to serve people off the court. Rublev keeps his head and his nerve. He'll have a chance to extend this set. But Schwartzman's not likely to give it to him. Take it. Is Rublev rattled? I mean, he's not made many shots here in the last 5 minutes or so.
Don't forget how many matches earlier on in the year that so many players played in front of empty stadiums without the fans. Perfectly played. And do not underestimate the power of a crowd.
And don't underestimate the power of this man's two-handed backhand. He got some oohs and ahs with that shot and then finished with the forehand into the open court. And Schwartzman using the extra couple of inches on that racket that he is added to it. It's longer than standard, and he wields it as a weapon.
Yes, he switched to that longer frame 4 years ago now, and that was the first season that he broke the top 50. It's a big decision, though, isn't it?
It's tough.
Because he would have been mid-20s by then.
It helps you on defense, gives you more reach for sure, but it's harder to control the ball, and it probably takes time to also get the weight and balance correct, because it's so different adding that extra link to a racket. You've got to get your spacing on your ground strokes and your serve.
Yeah,
It'll allow for it.
It's a lot.
Hanging in here by Rublev.
30 all.
It's pretty clear that this location here in Boston is Team World area, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, they've got some big stars in tonight. Just saw Marissa Hartingay front of the crowd there. And, America's top actresses. She might need to impose some law and order out here if Team World take this opening set, which they're just on the verge of doing. You watch that show, don't you, Jim?
I do. She seems quite rapt with Diego Schwartzman right now. She was looking up lovingly towards him there, appreciating his forehand and his performance thus far. He's gotten himself the set point.
I believe he's taken, but you never know. There's Marissa in the background there, next to the lady in the light blue blazer. But let's focus now on set point for Schwartzman. Oh. It is the softest of calls, isn't it? The recorded voice of Rod Laver. Team World have got their
set.
campaign
Team World.
underway. They've got their first set
6 games to 4.
of day one as Diego takes the opener by 6 games to 4. Great set of tennis, Jim.
Sure was.
For you were the most important moments there, because it was a tricky start, wasn't it, for Diego, losing his opening service game pretty easily to 30.
I think adding in the element that McEnroe, his captain, was suggesting to bring,
that short
use
thing.
the short thing, use the short ball to just disrupt the rhythm, because once Rublev is in rhythm, he's very difficult to shake. So you have to be a little persuasive, and Schwartzman was, and then he had to fight through some brilliance from the Russian. That forehand passing shot on break point mid-set from Rublev was just brilliant to get to 3-all, but Diego, he didn't lose his cool, and he was able to find his way in as we check out the stats here. Some low serving from Rublev, trying to just do a lot with his first serve. You can sometimes miss a lot of them when you're trying to punch a hole through Schwartzman defense. It's difficult to do, and Diego was able to just hang in there. Survived a couple of break points when he was really in trouble in the set, and then able to turn it on at the end. This was that was the one. That was an amazing pass that got it to 3-all. But from there, Schwartzman able to just keep on motoring, find some open space, and create some space on the scoreboard.
Team World.
Big comeback from Diego Schwartzman after a slow start. It's some of the best moments of what was a wonderful opening set.
And first set. Time.
Diego with his tail up. Just what Team World needed. It's been a very tough start for them, the opening 2 matches, which could have gone either way. So can Schwartzman build on this
Second
lead?
set. Team Europe to serve.
Rublev to get the second underway.
$30.
He's come back 6 times this season, and he's lost the opening set. That's a lot more than many of his contemporaries on tour. And if you have just joined us or you've never seen this event before, if he is able to level up, we will go to a 10-point match tiebreaker instead of a final set.
A little bit of freedom in the scoreboard there at love 40 from Schwartzman. He throttles the winner, catches the outside of the line.
Not sure, as you said, Jim, we're going to see too many clean ones off the serve this evening. That'll feel good for Diego.
Where the patience is going to be required for Rublev. He rocketed that first serve at 129 and thought that might be good enough to give him an edge in the point, and it wasn't. He tried to finish it with the next one. That was too soon. Got to be ready to reset if you're Rublev. You got to respect Schwartzman's defense.
Game.
little unfortunate there.
First game. Second set.
Rublev getting underway in this second set. Mark, what have you got for us?
Hey Sam, we're just going to kind of drift in here and hopefully get a little chat with Bjorn here and see how he's feeling things are going. We're just going to hold back for the second as Andre's obviously just hold on to his opening service game. Bjorn, just a quick one. How do you see that going? Obviously a good start from Andre. Looked pretty good at 4-3, 15-40. What happened?
Well, he had a few break points, but Diego's playing really well. I mean, it's really, really well. So this is going to be a tough one for Andre.
I was going to say, Diego, he's so impressive out there, isn't he? Not the big serve, but boy, he's a fighter.
He doesn't miss anything. A good length, good depth on the balls, and doesn't miss anything. He's playing really, really well.
He reminds us of you. You never missed anything either.
Maybe.
Good luck, Bjorn.
Thank you.
No, he didn't miss anything. Just trying to think of one of Borg and McEnroe's contemporaries in a sort of Diego Schwartzman kind of mould. There's some smaller players out there on the tour.
Eddie Dibbs, Harold Solomon. The Bagel Twins, as Bud Collins nicknamed them.
What do you call it?
Yeah, Bagel Twins. We miss Bud. This was Bud's hometown, Boston. The great Bud Collins.
I knew you'd have a couple of names for me right off the bat, Jim.
Same height and the same toughness as Schwartzman. They were very difficult outs. Eddie Dibbs and Harold Solomon, terrific players back in the 70s.
But this is a very different era, and there weren't sort of 6'10", 6'11" players wandering about the men's tour.
Might be putting himself in the same hole he was in the beginning of this match. Lev held to open proceedings and broke for 2-love. It needs a couple more points, does the Russian, to echo that.
Yeah, he's got the bit between his teeth now.
A nice job of holding that shot and waiting to see where Rublev committed to, and just exploiting the open court.
He always seems to be in the air, doesn't he, Diego? His second of the match. And this is looking awfully like the first set. Can Rublev take advantage here?
Here's a chance, a second serve to go on offense with for the returner.
Oh dear, a couple of doubles in the game. And the advantage handed right back to Team Europe.
Bad news for Schwartzman is he gave that game away. The good news for Schwartzman is he's one of the best returners and breakers of serve in men's tennis and has been for quite some time. So it's not without the possibility that he could get a quick re-break here.
Which is what he did right at the start of this match. On court just shy of the hour. Oh, wonderful from Rublev.
15 love.
This is such a difficult test for the 23-year-old Russian who's made such great strides over the last couple of seasons. It's quite enjoying not having to play any volleys at the net. You were just despairingly looking at your computer screen there.
I'm just noticing that Rublev's won 7 out of 10 net approaches, and very few of them have been of his own accord. He's been dragged to the net by Schwartzman most of the time against his wishes. And then Schwartzman commits the sin of not forcing him to volley.
It might look like that his career has been seamless from the juniors, but Rublev's had some tough times in his early 20s, had a lower back stress fracture that put him out for a large part of the season. Often an overtraining injury. Also had a nasty wrist injury the following year, so it's really been only the last couple of seasons where his body hasn't let him down. Idea.
Nicely done by Rublev to just dump the passing shot low with a little bit of spin on it. And the backspin is always tougher for players to control their volleys off of. They have to change the spin on the ball. Unlike when a topspin shot's coming at you. When you put the backspin on the volley, the spin stays the same. It's much easier to control.
That was it. I love the shot in the previous one. Talked about how well he did in the lockdown when he was stuck in Spain. He likes to go back home to Moscow. But Spanish coach Fernando got him playing a lot of paddle tennis just to try and soften up those hands. But he does like some brute force, and this has been a fabulous response from Rublev and Team Europe. 3-love, he leads in the second. Jim, I think it's been fascinating how different players reacted to that. The thunderbolt that happened last year when the world shut down, the sport just stopped, and Fernando, his coach, had a great relationship, talked about how they triple reinforced his body. They did like 3 pre-seasons all in one go. But I thought the paddle tennis was interesting. I know they love that in Spain. But just to get him a little more handsy and and there was a lot they were able to do. And it seemed like he reacted very well to
I
it.
try to play the backhand fast in the middle because the forehand inside out is not fast, you know. And late. And then if he plays the backhand, it doesn't have so many angles, you know. So if you don't have good feeling with the backhand, play in the middle because then he has to do everything. And doesn't always like. He likes the backhand when he can do short cross or from the backhand side. At least was working for me, so maybe if you...
No, yeah, I feel sometimes because sometimes hit forehand late completely, and it was completely simple balls.
Well, just in the middle.
Come on.
Lopez also coming in the reserve, one of the reserve players for Team Europe. But interesting, Ruud coming up and offering him some insight from matches he's played against Schwartzman. And, you know, if you hit the ball through the middle of the quarter, you know, he loves the backhand, so maybe let's try and stick away from that. I couldn't catch everything they were describing. The masks don't help much, muffles it a bit, but it's just fascinating the dynamic that this competition allows for, to have these players down there coaching their fellow competitors and teammates.
And those two look very comfortable, didn't they? Discuss it. I mean, they were contemporaries in juniors. You know about those the relationships that you have with junior players when you all come onto the tour. They're long-lasting.
It's a favorite song here in Boston, in particular among sports fans. They play it very often at the Red Sox games, the baseball team just up the street. The Boston fans familiar with Sweet Caroline. If you're a Neil Diamond fan, welcome aboard.
15.
Fenway Park, just on the other side of the city, which is not too far away. They had a couple of home games, actually. The Red Sox this week against the Mets. Which is your baseball team?
They had Cincinnati Reds. They've got the Yankees this weekend.
Yep.
They're arch rivals from New York. The U.S. Open champion alongside Nick Kyrgios to the right of your screen. Medvedev in battle tomorrow, surely taking the first day off.
Seems to have taken everything in his stride, hasn't he, since New York? I think very aware that he wasn't the story a couple of weekends ago.
But he's the one with the gold paint in the locker room for this year.
And actually, the only player in either team who has a Grand Slam singles title. He's got what they all want.
That guy sitting in the front row behind Rublev, he's got 20 of them. He's just not playing.
Yes.
Roger Federer, of course, Laver has his as well. Here's Roger.
Team Europe leads 3-1.
Fans just catching on to the fact that the great man is in the building. I suspect he might be smiling behind that mask. And there's another great man.
I have a feeling they are both enjoying this one. They have a shared passion, and it's tennis. Big game here for Rublev.
it's called out, and that was quite a Federer-esque short slice backhand. It led to the miss. The crowd not aware that the ball was called out. They thought the lob was the winning shot, but now they're on to the close call. That ball just missing. Well, Federer just destroyed so many players with that short slice backhand, bringing them in against their will. And Schwartzman inspired by that man.
That's more like it. Fans in the Garden very quick to get on their feet here. It's a different kind of tennis crowd.
30.
Spends a lot of time the night before, so I'm told, studying the serving patterns of his upcoming opponents. He feels that just before he goes to bed, that's the time when the information is most likely there, he's most receptive to it. Well, very hard to predict where this match is going. It seems to change its path every few minutes. Chances here for Schwartzman for the break back. Still break point in this game.
It's not the top end of his range. Rublev, that's just 118 miles an hour, but it seemed like Schwartzman was looking for the wide one there, and he got caught off by the slider up the middle. This might be a great escape for Rublev. Some easy points from 15-40 down.
Well, the Laver breaker beckons as Rublev extends his lead in the second set. 4-1 for Team Europe after having dropped the first. Still one more match to be played, and it's going to be a doubles, so the fans are going to have a real treat. And Jim, what I love about it is that you're getting players partnering up who have often never been on the same side of the court before. Right. Berrettini Zverev taking on Isner and Shapovalov.
That's right, and we'll see what Berrettini has after going nearly 3 hours to win his singles match against Felix Auger-Aliassime. There's Matteo on the right with the mask on. Sasha getting ready to grip his rackets. Isner just lumbering along, getting the blood flowing on the treadmill.
What a boost it would be, though, for John and Dennis. They had that opportunity to draw team world level by the end of this first day. That's the hope.
I didn't hear it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Hi.
That's a great little moment with Captain McEnroe and Diego Schwartzman, with McEnroe asking Schwartzman, did you hear the call when you brought him in with the short slice and the crowd went crazy when you hit the lob? And he's like, yeah, I heard the call. And Mac's like, I didn't hear the call. It freaked me out. Love John. He's so animated. Let you know exactly what he thinks. He's right up in there with the players, living and breathing every point alongside them. And he's desperate to get a win after 3 close calls and 3 second-place finishes in the Laver Cup.
Just thinking how great it is to have him and Borg. Yeah, they're like the bridge between that Rod Laver era and the modern tennis player. Again, just connecting tennis to its history. There she is. Yes, that's it. We got the right camera. I don't think she's ever had a problem finding the right camera in all the years that she's been filming Law and Order. Didn't realise she was a big tennis fan. What do you want to see from Diego right here?
You know, the thing that got him the first set was just being more solid than Rublev, asking Rublev to hit 1 extra shot in these rallies. So for Diego, unfortunately for him this set, he's had 8 unforced errors and just 3 winners. It's not been the cleanest of tennis from him. Clean it up, he's still got a shot in this set. We saw how quickly things could change in that opening set when momentum swung wildly back and forth. Rublev's cleaned his game up. He's only made 5 unforced, and a lot of that's because he hasn't had to hit quite as many shots this set thus far. Rally length a little shorter. But, you know, I'm okay if it goes into a Laver breaker. They're exciting too. What we do know is that it'll finish here in a hurry once the end of this set comes one way or the other. It's either over or it's going to be over soon. Goodness.
15-30.
He plays like his pants are on fire, doesn't he, this guy? Won a lot of fans these last couple of seasons. Do you get any sense that this court is going to speed up over the next couple of days, or is this what it's going to be like, Jim?
There's not enough time. If it was a 2-week event, it might speed up 10%. Okay. That's what you see at tournaments like Australia and Flushing Meadows, but not here. Not enough time.
Figure it out.
Frankly, I don't want this court to change. The tennis has been fabulous to watch because it can be physical. They're having to work hard for these points. It's Pat McEnroe, vice captain of Team World, encourages Diego.
Team World. New balls, please. Team Europe, please. 4 games to 2.
First, I think we can give him that. A great fight back in this second set from the Russian. We've enjoyed watching him this year really push on at the Masters level. Semi-finalist in Miami, finalist in Monte Carlo, where he beat Nadal before losing to Tsitsipas. And in that run in Cincinnati, beating Medvedev before losing to Zverev, who is in such good form.
Needs to be alert here. 15:30. Oh, he missed. He absolutely bricked it. Schwartzman made him volley, and he wasn't up to it. It was not close, but there's a chance for Schwartzman to get closer in this set. A double breakpoint chance opportunity again.
And for a second successive game. It's not easy to say after all the excitement that we've had in here in the garden. It's Schwartzman. Can he find a way back here?
Thank you. 30-40.
It's just a brilliant breaking ball from Rublev. Not a lot of speed on it, but a lot of spin and location. Another break point is washed away.
It's on. Can you believe it? We're back on serve here in this second set.
Europe lead. 4 games to 3.
Bravo, Diego. Beautiful.
That's how he can get you. He just makes enough balls in play, and all of a sudden Rublev flinches on a volley. And then a short forehand. Break is conceding.
Perfect care for the perfect cup. For the Laver Cup Boston 2021, NWN Carousel delivers the future of cloud communications today. We deliver hybrid work experiences for North America's public and private sector organizations. Powered by Cisco WebEx, our integrated cloud communications and infrastructure solutions.
For the big finish one way or the other, whether it's the end of this set or the Laver breaker to follow.
Flexible hybrid work
He's back on serve.
Go after it. He doesn't serve. For one game. So it's still going to fly.
The thing is, I'm serving well.
Yeah. But right now, it's one game.
I have to stay focused. Happen. I mean, it can't happen in my game here. I have to be no upset.
Time.
29-year-old, hugely experienced, been out there on tour a long time, and it's found some holes in the Rublev game over the course of the last hour and 20 minutes. Rublev already out, raring to go. Those feeder shirts, they still look good. Schwartzman, 3-4, second set.
Now it's Rublev's turn to apply a little bit of pressure on his opponent. He's still up a hold of serve here at 4-3. And you've seen Schwartzman blink with some double faults earlier in this set. If he could just extend some rallies here, he might get some freebies. You never know. That's unforgivable if you're Andre. Rally ball missed by a couple of feet. Love 30 against the Schwartzman serve. Rublev is better than even money that he's going to break. 15 all. A lot more in the favor of the man in red. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. 30
Second serve.
Was that pair of double faults that cost him his opening service game in the second set.
His first serve percentage has actually been pretty good today. But when he's missed, they've come in waves, and that's where the tennis scoring system can really hurt you. Isolate in the silos of a service game, and you miss a bunch of first serves in one game. Doesn't matter that you've made 10 in a row prior. You're probably losing your serve, and he's in real peril here, Sam.
The breaks coming thick and fast in the second set. Chances here for Rublev. Makes another big move. Goodness me, this has been a fast-paced match.
Well, this match is an hour and 26 minutes. It took an hour and 20 minutes just to get the first set in the Berrettini-Auger-Aliassime contest. So this has moved a lot quicker, but that last point was one of the more physically taxing. And there was some great resilience from Rublev not to pull the trigger too quickly there. He was patient, he reset it, and he got the reward.
Showing us why he is the 5th best player in the world. So, serving to take us into the Laver breaker. Got it, he has.
That's inch perfect. Rublev there saw Schwartzman streaking to the open court. Right behind him on the line.
Both benches at the side of the court quiet at the moment.
40-15.
Team Europe might be up on their feet very soon. Couple of set points for Rublev and Team Europe. change gears so often.
Good vision there. Rublev patiently waiting to see if Schwartzman would streak to the open court, and when he didn't, gently placed it over there for one of the easier winners of the match, and it gives him a set point in this game.
Russian resilience doing the trick for Team Europe. And we are heading to the Laver breaker. Rublev taking the second by 6 games to 3.
Stay there, don't worry. You will beat him there. Most of the mistakes from him are coming from the forehand side. I'm not saying you have to play all the time to his forehand, but don't be afraid to stay there. Forehand to forehand to beat him. He opens up the court very good with the back.
Encouraging Rublev to not be shy at going at the forehand of Schwartzman. We know the backhand is money from Schwartzman. His forehand can be quite good too, Sam, but clearly Team Europe is not as afraid of that wing, and they'd like to see that be attacked more because they feel more unforced errors are coming from that side from the Argentine. The second set stats, good first serves again from Schwartzman, but just some untimely double faults and missed a few first serves when he really needed them. Rublev was resilient. It was a good set of tennis from the Russian, wasn't it? He was patient when he needed to be and withstood a late charge.
It was a set once again where Rublev got off to a fast start with that early break. He led 3-love and 4-1. He was pulled back, but found a way through.
Game in second set. Team Europe. 6 games to 3. 1 set all.
The Russian, who hails, like so many of his contemporaries, from Moscow, looking to put Team Europe into a 3-love lead here on day 1. Each match worth 1 point today, 2 tomorrow, and 3 on Sunday. An awful lot on the table, and what John McEnroe would do to get Diego over the line here.
Desperate to get on the board. Each of the 3 prior editions of Laver Cup, Team Europe has walked out of day 1 with a 3-1 lead. Looking pretty good to do it again today if they just need one of the next 2. Got off to a good start this afternoon. It's the second Laver breaker of this year's edition, and Felix Auger-Aliassime had a couple of mini breaks in the earlier one today, but Berrettini able to get it back and finish on top.
So here we go. It's to decide it. First to 10 points.
Team World to serve. Team World.
Well, the Laver Cup has well and truly come to the garden. Love to call the sporting arena. Close to 20,000 packed in here. All 5 sessions sold out.
It's the 24th laver breaker in the history of this event. Team Europe winning 14. Team World winning 9 so far. And those are the ones that'll make you lose sleep at night if you're Schwartzman, if this match doesn't end up in your pocket. An unforgivable, unforced error in a rally shot. And there was Rublev trying to force his way into the forehand of Schwartzman, which is a little bit away from his normal pattern of play, Sam. And with it came the unforced error from Team Europe.
Two backhand misses. 2-all. Believe it.
You think these players care about this outcome? They're hamstrung with the pressure of the moment right now. Both of them tight as a drum.
Well, they don't play this format, do they? All year round. Do nicely. And certainly having the Laver breaker just piles on the pressure. They haven't got time to work into it. They haven't got the time to think.
Now this tiebreak is available to them if they get into a 5th set tiebreak situation at the Australian Open. But not normal tour events in singles.
Long. So they'll change ends for the first time.
And this is the danger of getting coaching right before a vital tiebreak that's going to decide the match. We've seen a change in strategy from Rublev in this tiebreak, in these ground stroke rallies. He is definitely taking Feliciano Lopez's advice, which I agree with, by the way. Schwartzman's forehand is the side that you want to get to more often, but in pressure situations, to suggest something like that, I believe is a tactical mistake. That should be addressed prior to the match and maybe reinforced. But to make a change at this stage of the match, it's cost him twice so far with unforced errors, trying to shovel it into that side.
It looks to be the case. And in fact, the best coaching has come from Casper Ruud, who popped his head over the chair sort of early on in this second set.
That's one thing I learned as a captain of a national team is it doesn't matter if you have great input. If you give it at the wrong time, it's bad input. Let's see if Rublev's able to settle in with his rally tolerance, which is what got him back into this match, being patient. There it is again. That's 3 of them. Just shocking. And the crowd here getting on to Rublev.
5-2, Team World.
this is the best chance they're going to have to get on the board here. Left with a couple of mini breaks in his pocket.
Halfway home. He's got to get to 10. Rublev nearly shatters his racket at the end of this point. He is on tilt for sure. Borderline volcanic. That's why you go to the forehand of Schwartzman. It will give you more unforced errors. Feliciano Lopez absolutely spot on about that. But you have to do it with your Rublev on your own terms. Go there when you're comfortable.
He's got time. Quite an initiation for the Russian on his Laver Cup debut.
Six, four, Team World.
This tiebreak, a microcosm of what this match has been about. It's been a match of runs where players get on a run for 2-3 games and the other responds in kind.
6-5.
How good is that from Rublev? What a nice response after nearly breaking his racket in frustration. He gets back to 5-6.
Still with a mini break in hand.
Rublev thought that was going to drift long.
7-5. Team World.
But it definitely caught a piece of line. The electronic line calling was silent. Shapovalov in the back of your screen on his feet in Team World zone there. He's up next in the doubles, along with Isner, who's also courtside now.
And they don't hang about 10 minutes between the matches. It's fast pace in this Laver Cup. It keeps on moving. Sensational.
Schwartzman's got his paintbrush out. He's painting lines out here.
He is going to be the beating heart, isn't he, of this Team World.
Team World.
he's close now, within touching distance. 2 points needed for Schwartzman to get Team World onto the scoreboard today. It'd still be a steep mountain to climb, however.
Team World.
There has been nothing straightforward about the second meeting between these two. The first was epic 4 years ago when they played over 5 sets in almost 4 hours on the clay courts of Paris. Schwartzman edging through on that occasion. It's a very different Rublev now, though. Can you believe it? We're back on serve.
8-all.
And this has been the story of Team World throughout all the editions of the Laver Cup, getting so close, not quite shutting the door on some of these tight matches. It's wide. This is epic. What spirit from Rublev. Been down this entire Laver breaker, a set down. Has refused to let it out of his grasp. And the Russian now with match point.
Can you believe it? And they'll have to switch sides, tails between their legs, both players unable to manage this moment. Someone's going to come out on top, but both of these players are feeling immense stress, and it's handcuffing them in their immense abilities.
So the change ends for the third time. It's a lovely reaction in a way from Andre.
He's got a good orthodontist. Those are some nice teeth, and it's nice for him to react that way in such a frustrating moment, no doubt.
So Schwartzman facing a second match point.
Game, set, and match. Team Europe.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
11-9.
And Rublev breaks Team World's heart. What a tough opening day it has been for Team World. But Jim, we've had a treat, haven't we?
Oh, what a treat. What an amazingly intense match. Rublev survives a serious challenge from his opponent, nerves from himself,
and some slightly iffy coaching.
And the challenge at the net for him, volley's not his specialty, but he came up with the final word with the forehand volley winner. Well deserved in the end from him because he was losing.